Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new to living in North Atlanta, thank you for being here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button though, because today's video is going to be wild. I'm going to show you a very cool property within a very cool neighborhood. So let's get right into it now. There's actually two properties now that I think about that. So one is actually just raw land. It's about a little over 3 acres, I think 3.1 acres. The lot is available for $500,000 right now. It's currently been listed for a little while. Obviously, not a ton of people in this area are really looking for 3 acres, and the cost to build up here is pretty substantial considering the amount of foundation work that you would have to do to build a home up here. And of course, with homes trading between $1 million and $4 million, there's a lot of different opportunities for that. But really, at an acquisition price of $500,000, you're really going to be spending quite a bit of money on the actual construction, especially right now with materials and logistics and everything else going on. So let's continue around the neighborhood real quick, and then we'll show you this other property that's just sold for $2.4 million. All right, so we are over here in Marietta, Georgia. This is called the Summit. This is Summit Top Road here, and this little enclave of homes is amazing, absolutely amazing, and you'll see why here in just a moment. But homes in this neighborhood go anywhere from about $1 million up to $2.5, $3, $4 million, and you can start to see why as we make our way up the mountainside here. So again, we're in Marietta, Georgia here, and we are also in one of the best school districts that you can find here in North Metro Atlanta. This is Cobb County Schools, so you do have Lassiter High School is the feeder neighborhood here. One of my clients actually just bought a home in here about a year ago and have been going through an entire renovation here. And this property is just absolutely amazing. But there's one in particular that I want to show in here to you when we get back to the office that just came up on the market, and you'll see why here in just a moment. And I mean, you can just see for miles. So this is kind of looking, what are we? We're looking kind of northwest here, so west a little more that way. But we're going to take a left here onto Summit Lane real quick, Summit Top Lane here real quick, and just show you a couple more of the properties in here. And again, when we get back to the office, show you some really cool homes in here as well. Of course, the view is absolutely amazing, but these homes, excuse me, these homes are absolutely beautiful, and I love the one that my client bought over here is just absolutely amazing. There's another home in here that just sold for gosh, I think $2.4 million or so. We're taking a left onto Summit Top Court here. So the reason they call this Summit Top is because you are on top of one of the largest hillsides. I don't know if we can really call it a mountain here, but this is the view that most of the residents here are getting. And you can just see tons of privacy, nice big lots here, beautiful landscaping. I mean, people just really love this location. And again, we're kind of climbing up the other side of the mountain. That's my client's home there. But I mean, just absolutely phenomenal views up here and beautiful homes to boot. So anyway, we're going to show you just a little more of this community here, this neighborhood here. You can imagine a lot of the driveways ultra steep to try to get the best view from the actual house itself, but there's one up here that I really wanted to dig into a little bit more and show you guys. So over here you really get some nice wooded lots. I mean, you can't even see that house back there. I love it. The privacy in here that you get is just absolutely amazing. And again, you know, you have some, I mean, this probably looks like a normal neighborhood to you, but it definitely is not. And especially with that view out your back windows, I mean, this is just absolutely phenomenal. So anyway, and then you do have some lots like this that are just totally unbuildable, of course. And again, the amount of foundation work that you would have to do on a home like this to try to capture, you know, this view right here coming up is pretty substantial. Again, building the foundations, the building itself would just have to be very unique. So anyway, we're going to take another little left here real quick and show you this beautiful home over here. Look at this. Absolutely amazing. And you can just see the drop off here. But look at this home. I mean, is that just not absolutely stunning? Enormous. And since we're talking about construction cost, I mean, just those two retaining walls there are absolutely massive. Not just in height, but in length. So anyway, absolutely beautiful. But look at that, even just on the side of the mountain, just absolutely amazing. And I don't know technically if we can call this a mountain. This is definitely one of the higher peaks in Metro Atlanta. And of course you just saw why, because these vistas are absolutely incredible. But I was over here showing another property, and I just thought it would be, you know, kind of cool to show you guys this subdivision, but also, you know, kind of talk a little bit more about, you know, a subdivision like this. You know, a lot of people moving to Atlanta want this type of community where you can either build something completely custom to you, just like this beautiful home in front of us, or I mean, and get this unbelievable view, or you know, you can certainly get a resale property in here. And again, between $1 million and $4 million, really. I think my client, when he bought last year, got one a little under $1 million, if I remember correctly, but needed quite a bit of work. They went through and redid the kitchen completely. I mean, they just did a ton of work to it, but this is just a beautiful home. I mean, I love the mix too. These homes don't look the same. There's no cookie cutter, you know, template, if you will. There's really very unique designs in here. You've got stucco, you've got brick, you've got hardy plank siding, you've got this very traditional, like, little cottage. You got that more traditional stucco look there. I mean, I absolutely love this neighborhood because of that, but also those views. So again, just normal neighborhoods out here. A ton of residential areas, obviously. You know, being in the suburbs, this is kind of what you can expect here in North Metro Atlanta. But Marietta is actually where I grew up. So I went to Sprayberry High School just down the road here from Lassiter. In fact, they were our big rivals in high school. Not so much for football. Our football team wasn't all that great, but definitely know this area very, very well. I've sold a couple of other properties over in this area, helped both buyers and sellers. And, you know, I really love this area. I think it's great for raising a family. I think it's great for a lot of people that are working from home. You know, you aren't in the city, but you have all of the great resources, if you will, amenities out here of suburban living here in North Atlanta. Most, not all, most of the subdivisions out here, though, do have swim tennis communities. So, you know, you have a swimming pool, tennis courts, tennis teams that are all set up. And, you know, I can remember as a kid coming through this area, there's actually a swim community up here on the right that we used to pass by all the time. And it's just very cool right in here. Okay, so we've just made the turn from onto, Sandy Plains Road here. And again, a lot of older homes, you know, 70s, 80s, 90s were built here. But we're heading south to, this is Sandy Plains South towards Shallowford, where, you know, Sprayberry High School, Lassiter High School are here located. And again, this is where, you know, this is really the main thoroughfare that runs through Cobb County. Sandy Plains runs all the way down to the Canton Connector and then all the way up to Highway 92. Back to the schools real quick. Davis Elementary, Mabry Middle School, and Lassiter High School. Some of the top rated schools here in Cobb County, not just in North Metro Atlanta. And you really just can't beat it. But just outside the neighborhood, you have a bunch of normal neighborhoods that I call them normal, anywhere from, you know, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, really on the lower side, and then up certainly north of $1 million very quickly. You know, if you don't want to be on the top of that mountain, there are other opportunities in this area. But great school district, great for shopping and restaurants, and, you know, kind of that family life, if you will. This is definitely in the suburbs, so, you know, it's not city living by any stretch of the imagination. But as we kind of leave, I do want to show you kind of the top of this house that just sold, because you can just barely see it over the tops of the trees, which I think is incredible. In addition to this video though, if you haven't seen the full tour of Marietta, Cobb County, really, I did a really in-depth, kind of a longer video about Marietta, the different areas around Marietta, East Cobb, parts of West Cobb, North Cobb, and South Cobb as well. So make sure you check that video out as well. One of the other reasons that I really love this area for really any home buyer is obviously you get the suburban feel, the suburban life, if you will, baseball and sports for kids and stuff like that. Tons to do as far as, you know, the public schools go, but also you have a wider range of property here. So, you know, you can be in the low 300s for some smaller property. You can definitely be in the 4 and 5s, no problem at all. But really, you just saw, I mean, you can get north of $1 million very, very quickly. And in fact, this $750,000 to $1 million range has really just kind of, you know, bumped up. The average price now in Atlanta is actually $500,000, at least as of, you know, May 2022. And it's going up quickly, but actually, I think it's now $520,000 in June or July now. I can't remember, but anyway, it's somewhere between $500,000 and $520,000 now here in Metro Atlanta as a whole. So we're talking about 11 county area, but here in Cobb County and specifically over here in East Cobb, the Marietta area, the East Marietta area, you know, where all the great schools are, where everyone really wants to be, you can go anywhere from $600,000 or $700,000 up to a couple of million very, very quickly and get a ton of house for that. In addition to land, as you just saw, 2 or 3 acres, no problem at all. But there is a lot of new construction happening over here as well. You know, 700, 800, 900 seems to be kind of like the middle ground, if you will. Even 2 years ago with another property that I sold over here, we sold it at $765,000. That was really uncommon a couple years ago, but now, of course, with the increase in values, but also the increase in new construction, you know, the average house to build in Atlanta right now is like $250,000. That's average. So, you know, the price of materials and everything gone up, and of course, as soon as you add topography and everything else, it becomes a much bigger challenge. You add substantial costs, but that's the other reason I really love this area. All right, so we're back here in the office, obviously, and I wanted to show you this $2.4 million house that just sold, again, in the summit there, just phenomenal. So this particular mountain is called Sweat Mountain, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that earlier, but if you Google Sweat Mountain, you'll see it's one of the higher elevations here in the North Metro Atlanta area. Northeast Cobb is what they kind of call it. Again, kind of right on the edge of, not right on the edge, but close to the edge of Cherokee and Cobb County. Cherokee to the north, Cobb to the south. All right, so this is the one I wanted to show you. This is 2948 Summit Top Road. This was actually just sold by a colleague of mine here in the North Metro Atlanta area. And $2.4 million, but let's give you some of the stats here real quick. I mean, just absolutely stunning. So like 8,000 square feet, but I mean, you could just tell, like tucked in there, right on the side of the mountain. This is pretty indicative up here in the top right hand corner. You can see the arrows, or the antennas rather, up there. But this property is just phenomenal. I am super bummed that I wasn't able to make the agent open house that they did for this, because I really would have loved to seen this house. But anyway, 8,000 square feet. I think it's like 6 bedrooms, 7 baths or something like that. But again, basically on the top of this mountain, just absolutely beautiful. Look at that, amazing. All right, I was wrong. 5 bedrooms, 6 baths. Sorry about that. But yeah, just a touch over 8,000 square feet, 8,104 square feet. So you see, it just sold for 2.4. But again, let's go back to these pictures and just show you, you know, what we're looking at here. Because Jeff and his team did an absolutely amazing job with this photography. By the way, look at this back. Can you call this a backyard, side yard, front yard? I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, great job by that photographer. Really, really well done. I love the way they kind of captured this space. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that, amazing. So anyway, I just want to show you a couple other pictures here though, just absolutely stunning pictures they got in here. Of course, more drone photography here. Love this shot they got here of this little like back patio porch area. Really nice in there. And I'm not a huge fan of the copper, you know, accents throughout, but I know some people love that and love the idea of it. But I think it does definitely separate it for sure. I mean, it really separates this house, but look at that view. Absolutely amazing. Really well done. I mean, this is just absolutely gorgeous. Of course, Kennesaw Mountain up there. So this is the gate, the entryway there to the driveway at the back of the house. And again, just really, really well done on the photography here as well. Moving inside of the kitchen, and again, $2.4 million. So, you know, probably not too surprising to have a wall full of glass here. Huge picture windows, absolutely love that. Ultra high ceilings with sunlight and stuff coming in from the skylights above. I mean, just really, really well done. Really, really well done in here. But again, 2.4 million, 5 bed, 6 bath, beautiful kitchen, love it. And yeah, this is what you can typically expect, you know, out of a home in the Summit Top there, Summit Top neighborhood, just off of Sweat Mountain. So again, just wanted to really kind of show a lot of people this area, the homes that you can get over there. And again, you know, you saw that lot for $500,000. So of course, a lot of people are going to build something, you know, very custom, very to their taste. Even here in Sandy Springs now, we have a lot more lots that are like this, that are getting, you know, $500,000, $750,000 for, you know, an acre or two at a time. The one we looked at that was $500,000 was a little over 3 acres, but not untypical to see that now. So anyway, thank you all for coming along for our little tour there of Summit Top, where again, anywhere from $500,000 up to a couple of million, depending on what your budget is, but also depending on, you know, what you're looking to do. If you wanted to build something custom, you have that opportunity. If you want to buy something to customize, you know, that is, as you heard earlier, you know, one of the things that my clients got in there and did. They bought and then they renovated and spent probably $200,000 or $300,000 on their house in there. I think it's about 5,000 square feet. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video though. If you have not yet subscribed, please do that down below. Just tap that subscribe button, hit the bell for the notifications so you don't miss a single video about Marietta, about living in North Atlanta, working and playing in North Atlanta as well. And also, if there's a comment that you want to leave down below, if there's an area you want to see, we can help you with all of that. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you on the next video. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.